Assalamu alaikum. Now I would like to talk on electron transport chain. In electron transport chain, what happens in here that high energy electrons are put on NAD. High energy electrons are put on NAD to form NADH. Then this NADH goes into the inner membrane of the mitochondria. This is mitochondrial matrix. This is inner membrane. This is cytoplasmic site. So what happens that NAD, high energy electrons are put on NAD and it converted into NADH, and these NADH take this high energy electron and it enters into the inner membrane. In inner membrane there is complex 1, this is complex 1, and electron is transferred from complex 1 to CoQ, coenzyme Q or ubiquinone, and from other arena there is electron is added in here in CoQ. This succinate dehydrogenase, it is from this complex 1 electron is added and it is present in Krebs cycle. And the fatty acyl CoA, this is in here another electron is added, and this electron comes from beta oxidation, and another electron is coming from glycerol phosphate shuttle FADH2. These 3 electrons along with electron coming from complex 1 enters into the ubiquinone. From ubiquinone electron enters into complex 3, and from complex 3 it enters into the complex 4. This is the high yield place where lots of thing happens. First of all, in here there is Fa3 plus, that means ferric. What happens if somebody takes cyanide? That means due to cyanide poisoning, what happens? Cyanide actually binds with Fa3 plus, and when cyanide binds with Fa3 plus, all electron transport stops. So if we are not able to give antidote immediately, the patient might die within minutes. So what we have to do, that there are 3 things that you can offer in this patient. One is nitrite. Nitrite intentionally converts ferrous to ferric, and cyanide, when cyanide sees this ferric and it is located wherever it is, that means if we intentionally make ferrous to ferric, that means in the blood we make ferrous to ferric, then cyanide comes and sees that ferric ion and grabs up and takes an ion, and that is why the inner mitochondrial membrane ferric iron gets saved and electron transport continues. You can offer thiosulfate. What happens in cyanide version? If you give thiosulfate, it converts cyanide to thiocyanate. It converts sulfate to thiocyanate, and you can give vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 also binds with cyanide. Okay, now carbon monoxide binds with Fe2 plus. Carbon monoxide binds with Fe2 plus, so he can bind any Fe2 plus located in the blood or located in the inner mitochondrial membrane. So what you have to do in carbon monoxide, immediately you have to give patient oxygen. Hyperbaric oxygen is necessary to overcome the carbon monoxide fatality. Now this is a toxic macrolide called oligomycin. Oligomycin blocks this if not F1 pathway, and this thing is very important. ATP translocase. This ATP actually controls this cycle. This cycle is controlled by this ATP. What ATP goes into the cytoplasmic site, and then it throws its inorganic phosphate and forms ADP, and ADP that enters into the inner membrane and it enters into the mitochondrial matrix and binds with another inorganic phosphate and becomes ATP, and this cycle continues. This is the high yield cycle. And actually what and another thing you have to remember is uncouplers. Uncouplers is 2,4-dinitrophenol. It is used by the wrestlers to lose weight. What actually it does, that uncouplers actually remains in the uncoupler actually remains in the cytoplasmic site, and that enters into the mitochondrial membrane. Uncouplers actually binds with uncouplers actually does this. So we know that in the mitochondria what happens, there is 50% energy is lost as a form of heat, and 50% ATP is generated, which takes part in electron transport. But when it binds with uncouplers, suppose a wrestler who is taking 2,4-dinitrophenol, he has taken 5 to 6 pill and become so fatigued, tired, and become so restless, and he is telling that I will gonna die to you. Then you figure out that he has taken this 2,4-dinitrophenol, and what is the problem? Why this patient died? Who is taking 2,4-dinitrophenol? This patient died due to malignant hyperthermia, because in here no energy is generated as a form of ATP. All the energy is wasted. All the energy is wasted as a form of heat. That's why it is happened. That's why these damn serious thing happen in case of this. And that is all. Inshallah, you will be benefited.